Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Paddock. I hope that you're doing well. We are going to be learning a little bit about Remembrance Day. Now Remembrance Day takes place on November the 11th every year. It's the date when World War I ended back in 1918. That was 102 years ago. It's a long time ago. At 11 o'clock in the morning on November the 11th, ceremonies are held across Canada where we remember the soldiers who died protecting us during the war. At first, these ceremonies were just meant to remember the soldiers who died during World War I, but after a while, these ceremonies were really meant to remember all of the soldiers who've died defending us in all of the different wars. The ceremonies that take place, sort of the same things kind of happen during these ceremonies. Somebody lays a wreath that usually has lots of poppies on them. There's 2 minutes of silence where everybody just stands still for 2 minutes as we remember those who died for us, protecting us. And then at the end of the 2 minutes, we always listen to a song. It's called The Last Post. And that song is played either on a trumpet or a bugle. Okay? That song, The Last Post, it promises soldiers that their job is done, that they are not forgotten, and that we are safe because of them. There are many memorials across Canada that remind us of these soldiers. The largest and the most famous one is in Ottawa, and Ottawa is the capital of Canada. That most famous one in Ottawa is called the National War Memorial. During World War I, a famous poem called In Flanders Fields was written by a doctor named John McCrae. John McCrae was actually a Canadian doctor who was fighting out in Europe. McCrae helped many wounded soldiers and saw the fields in France that had been destroyed by the battles. Poppies, which is like a flower like this, right? Poppies began to grow in those fields, and these red flowers seemed to be a sign that the soldiers were being remembered. John McCrae, he wrote about them in his poem, and so the poppy became a symbol of hope after World War I. Soon afterwards, artificial, that means like fake flowers, fake poppies, were being made by soldiers who had been wounded. These poppies were then sold to friends and neighbors, and the money that they made from those poppies were used to help other soldiers and their families. Today, millions of people continue to wear poppies like this to show respect for the brave men and women who died protecting them. I have a story for you, and it is called A Poppy is to Remember, and it looks like this. Poppy is to Remember, and it's by Heather Patterson and Ron Lightburn. Once there was a long and terrible war, a war that some called the Great War. Many young men went off to fight, and many did not return home to their families. But still, in the muddy fields where they fought, wild poppies sprang up, glowing brightly. So these are poppies. An army doctor, weary from tending the wounded, he wrote a poem about the war and about those poppies. In Flanders fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. His poem was read far and wide. When the war finally ended on November the 11th, 1918, people everywhere celebrated the return to peace. A poppy is to remember those far from home crossing troubled lands and threatening waters and dangerous skies. It is for the wounded and those who cared for them. It is for the dead and those who carried on without them. It is for the brave ones who remain and their memories of battle. A poppy is for peace. Every year on Remembrance Day, it blooms across our land. A poppy is to remember. Thank you, boys and girls. Hope you have a good day.